Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm glad you could join me. If you're new here, my name is Renata, and I like to make videos about my houseplants. So for today's video of November faves, I thought I would do something a little bit different. I will still show you all the houseplants. I'll talk to you about them here, but I'm also going to show you them where they're growing, where I have them growing currently. So first I'll show you where they're growing, and then I'll cut to clips over here of how I have them. I'm going to show you here now so you can see both how they're growing and then get a better view of them, because a lot of them were backlit because they're growing in windows and it's a beautiful sunny day here. So yeah. The first plant I wanted to talk about today is my Peperomia Hope. And here it is growing in situ. It's a little bit backlit here, but as you can see, it's got a couple of vines coming down on it. And I will show you those in a better view in an instant. But here it is, my beautiful, beautiful Peperomia Hope. So I showed you the Peperomia Hope in the window where it's growing, and this is it. In my hands, so you can see it. I think it's such a beautiful plant. I love how very thick the leaves are. They're like super duper thick and succulent-y. It reminds me a little bit of a Hoya that way. I just think it's really pretty with the like very round leaves. And if you get in close enough, I love that you can sort of see the veination like on that little leaf right there. I guess I could try pointing to it with this hand. That would be easier. So yeah, I love the little bit of veination that you can see when you get close enough to them. I currently have this plant growing in semi-hydro in pon in a no drainage container. Sorry, I animal fur in my mouth. And it is growing in a north facing window, so it is getting a little bit stretched, especially because it grows in the window. It faces the window, and these vines trail down over the edge towards the windowsill. Oh, excuse me a second. So much fur. I was just vacuuming and cleaning, and I kicked up dust, and even though I've picked up most of the fur, there's obviously a lot of fur in the air still. But yeah, so it grows like this with this side facing the window. So these parts get lots of light, so it's not an issue for photosynthesis. But these vines are getting a little bit spaced out. You see how short that spacing is, and then it gets longer and it's getting longer. So I'm thinking of putting it into an east facing window. I just have to make sure, move some plants around to make some room for it. But it's growing pretty well in the north facing window anyway, so I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, that's the Peperomia Hope. The next plant I want to talk about today is my Rhaphidophora decursiva, and I will not be able to take it off. Well, I will be able to take it off the wall if I really needed to, but I would rather not. But here it is, climbing up the wall. It hasn't started getting splits in the leaves yet. As you can see, I have those little wire organizer clips. Wire organizer clips that I'm using to hold it to the wall. It's put out a few little aerial roots, but it hasn't really attached to the wall yet. So I'm still clipping it up. And I like these clips because I've also used them to organize the wires for my grow lights. Anyway, so there it is. And it grows next to oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the name of this plant. My bird of paradise, and an alocasia down here, an alocasia longiloba, and my Burl Marx Flame Monstera, and my little Musa Nono. So it's got its little planty corner. And I just really have been enjoying having this plant start to grow up the wall. I think it's so beautiful. And I'm very excited for it to start splitting. I do have it growing in a pond, in a semi-hydroponic container, in a self-watering pot. So hopefully now that it's growing up something as opposed to just vining, it will start to split in the leaves soon, and I will be able to update you about that. But for the time being, I've just been really enjoying watching it grow and size up and just look lovely and beautiful. And I really love the green color on the leaves, the very shiny green that it is. I see one of the leaves is a little dirty, but that's how plant collections are. They're never perfect. So there we are. There's my Rhaphidophora decursiva. This next plant is also a little backlit here in situ. It's looking a little bit rough because it was outside all summer, but it is my fishtail or shark fin cactus. I have to double check the name. I always forget what it's called. But I think it's such a beautiful plant. There it is. And it's growing next to my Devil's Backbone, Ahoya, and this Schefflera amado. And as you can see there, the leaves are really beautiful. But I will take it out and show it to you in a moment. The next plant I showed you was this whale fin cactus, so called because if you look at the shape of the leaves, they kind of look like fins. And it is very shiny right now. I sprayed it. I had it growing outside, and I sprayed it with the spray that had some mineral oil and rubbing alcohol and dish soap, and the mineral oil has stayed on. So it has a nice shine to it. I'm really enjoying this plant. It has sized up a lot since I got it. It looks a little bit rough around the edges. Like this is pretty beaten up here at the end. Actually, I'm just gonna break this off because it was outside, and so the leaves were trailing a little bit on the ground. And so like on this leaf, you can see there's some damage from whatever was eating it outside. But there are no pests on it now, so it's perfectly healthy. And it's growing really well. And it just makes me really happy. I really love all of the epiphytic cacti. So I really love this one. And it's going to give me a new leaf here. I mean, a new growth set of leaves there. And there's another one inside the pot that I'm not even gonna attempt to show you. I haven't seen it bloom yet. I assume when it blooms that the blooms will be a little bit like a Christmas cactus gone crazy. If you watched my video on preparing my plants to bring them inside from the outdoors, you saw the bloom on my rickrack cactus. So I assume this will bloom similar to that. I'm not totally sure, but I really love it. When it gets a little bigger, I think I'm gonna try to make it a hanging plant, but for the time being, it just grows. It's in soil, in a pot. It's in, I believe I have it in cactus soil, but I don't remember. But yeah, it's just growing in soil, and it's very happy, and it's just bringing me lots of joy. And I love the shapes of the shape of the leaves. I think it's such a pretty plant. And so I can't wait to see it get a little bigger, get a little fuller, and hopefully bloom for me one day. That would be fun. The next plant in situ is this begonia. And again, I'm blanking on the name. It's either white ice or snow queen. I don't know why I can't remember what it is, but there it is. It grows on a file folder under a grow light next to some other plants, a lot of plants that have that same color pattern, a lot of white, silvery, green variegation. So it kind of suits the scheme over here of this corner, and I will take it out and talk to you more about it in a moment. So the next plant is this begonia. I really love it. I just think it's so beautiful with the silvery white spots, the iridescent shimmer to the leaves, the little bit of the little red center right there. I mean, what's not to love about it? It's gorgeous. It's absolutely stunning. I have just staked it up recently, so it's not looking its most beautiful. Like, some of the leaves are growing on top of each other because they haven't figured out how to arrange themselves yet to all get light. But yeah, I think it's just a really beautiful plant. It's a cane begonia, so it does want to be staked up, but I don't even know what to tell you. It's just so beautiful. Like, what more do I need to tell you after besides showing it to you? It's just gorgeous. Again, I have it growing in semi-hydro in pond in a no drainage container, and it seems to be perfectly happy in there. I guess I'll show you one thing that I really like about it. This new leaf comes in with a little pinkish tinge to it. So as the new leaves come in, it's got a little bit of pinky to it, and then as they size up, they get to be they lose the pinkness, and it's just green with the silveriness. Some of the leaves, like this one here, are so silvery you almost can't see the spots. It just looks like a silver leaf, which I think is really neat. But as they get older, the spots will become more prominent. So, I mean, individualized. But yeah, it's just beautiful. One interesting thing about it is that it does lose the red backs. So the juvenile leaf, the young leaf, still has the red back that I showed you. And then as they harden off, it loses the red back, but the veins keep that pretty pinky red color. And that pretty pinky red color comes through a little bit on the vein here. So the center is red, and it comes down a little bit, and then it turns to green. And like I said, it's just gorgeous. What more do I need to tell you about why I love this plant? I just love it. The next plant is really difficult to see here in situ. It is my Monstera constellation. If you bear with me a moment through the very badly backlit view you will get of it, you can see, ooh, I'm blinded. I'm blinded, I'm blinded. Okay, but here we go. There it is, looking beautiful. And I will take it down and show you its full beauty. So you face the leaves towards you so you can see it and appreciate it in all its glory. But I thought it would be fun to show my plants as I have them growing. So the Thai constellation is in front of you here. I'm gonna pick it up so you can see it. So this is its newest leaf. It's just beautiful. And then here we have the second newest leaf. Both of these leaves have come in the summer. I started it this summer outdoors, and I thought I had let it harden off enough to the point that it could be out in bright full sun. Silly me wasn't thinking about the fact that it's variegated and that where it has the white, the leaves are thinner than where it's green, and it just can't take the sun, even if it's been hardened off, been prepared to be in the sun. Look at how beautiful that is. Oh, I just love this plant. Anyway, so the two oldest leaves that are left on it are both, well, they saw some damage from the sun, and I had to prune back some of the sunburnt parts here. So it's a funny shaped leaf. And then the other one, let me see if I can arrange myself so I can arrange the Monstera to show you. The other one looks like this. So you can still see I haven't pruned this back, but it's ready to go now. But again, this is another one that I had to prune here, and now I have to take this off. But otherwise, it was a beautiful leaf. This one had also been really beautiful. But look at this. How gorgeous is this? How absolutely gorgeous is this plant? And the two lower leaves will be hidden eventually, so it won't be an issue that they've got some damage on them. Very excitingly, it's also getting ready to give me a new leaf right here. Right there. I did change the pot it's growing in recently, and I snapped the very, very tip of that new leaf. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there's a little bit of brown dead growth at the very tip there. So I have this Monstera growing in semi-hydro. Oh wow, the roots have already grown out the bottom of the new pot. I transplanted it less than a week ago, and it's already putting roots out of the bottom of the new pot. That's crazy. It's crazy. So I have it inside a clear plastic, pot. Ooh, like that. Oh, okay. Those weren't roots. Those are just roots that snapped off when I transplanted it. Okay, that makes more sense. So it's growing in a clear plastic pot in pon, and then I have water, about an inch worth of water in the cover pot here. And yeah, it seems to really be enjoying life. Look at it. Look at it. It's so beautiful. I love it so much. I can't wait for my Monstera mint to get a little bit bigger too. To be able to, I can't wait for the Monstera mint to get a little bigger too, so that I can compare it to the Thai constellation and show you guys the difference in the coloring patterns in the two, because they're both variegated Monsteras. So I'm very excited for that one to get a little bigger. But for now, there's my Thai con. The second to last plant I wanted to talk about is this Anthurium. It is an Anthurium papillilaminum by something hybrid. And whatever it is that it's hybridized with is long and strappy. And I have it growing in my cabinet. So there it is, next to a couple other plants. Some aren't looking great, but the Anthurium is. So here's the Anthurium the Pallidiflorum by, I'm sorry, Papillilaminum by something hybrid. And as you can see, the leaves are very long and thin on this. And Papillilaminum normally don't have long, skinny leaves. That's why I say I think it's been crossed with something that is very long and skinny. But I just don't know what it would be crossed with. But look at that leaf. It is really beautiful. I love this plant. It's a little bit velvety. It's very soft. The leaves are not very thick on it, but it's very soft. And in here, right there, is going to give me a new leaf. I hope it will be even larger than the leaf prior to that, which is this one. I can't wait to see how it sizes up, how it keeps on growing. Again, I have this one growing in pon in a container with no drainage, and it seems to be perfectly happy there. I know some people say that Anthurium want airflow around their roots, and some Anthurium are more picky than others. But this one seems to be perfectly fine with not having a lot of airflow around its roots. And it's growing really nicely. If you watched my first video or my second video, an early video that was a plant faves in August, I think it was my first video, this plant featured in there, and it was in a smaller container, and it was smaller itself, so it's grown, it's put out like 2 or 3 new leaves since then. So I'm pretty excited, pretty happy about that. Just really love it. I think it's so beautiful, and I love peering into my cabinet and seeing it grow in there. The plant I want to show you is my bird's nest fern. And it sits on top of my cabinet, just getting whatever natural light it gets. And it is huge and wild. And there's something going on with it. I don't quite know what, but I still love it. And it's the plant I want to finish off today's video with. The last plant I'm going to show you is my fern. But before I show you that fern, I just wanted to show you this little puppy here. Look at how sweet he is. He's making little gurgly grunty noises as he dreams. He's so sweet. He's such a sweetheart. Because it's a beautiful sunny day, my cat is outdoors too, so he's not running around barking at her, which is very nice. Because he was doing that earlier. Woo! So the last plant, this is Sideshow Bob. I hope you understand why he's called that, but I will explain. Even just in the light, it looks like crazy hair. But when you, at night where I have him on the cabinet, lights come through from the street light, and the shadow it casts on the wall looks like Sideshow Bob when he was in prison. So Sideshow Bob, the character from The Simpsons, from like 20 years ago, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, so long ago, I don't even know anymore. But yeah, so this is my bird's nest fern. It's pretty huge. I love it. I've had it for like 2 years now, maybe 2.5 years. And it's just, I don't know, I never really cared about bird's nest ferns. But they had this one on clearance at Lowe's, and so I bought it. I really liked the shape of it when I bought it. I liked how big it was. I guess a lot of bird's nest ferns that you see are smaller. This one was just so big and wild. And it's just been growing. It's pretty happy. There's something that's making it unhappy. It's got a lot of like browning at the edges of the leaves. And I don't know if that's just because I keep letting the soil dry out too much. And so it's drying out, or if it gets a little bit too much direct sun in the morning. Look at this leaf though. Whoa, whoa, look how big it is. Yeah, I don't know what the brown is from. If that's just, if the browning is just from getting too dried out, or if there's too much morning sun on it. It doesn't get much direct sunlight, but it might get like in the summertime, like an hour to 2 hours of direct sun. In the winter, at most, it gets an hour of direct sun, if even. It may be, I don't know what else it could be though. I don't think it's pests. I looked for pests on it. I don't see any evidence of pests. And to me, it looks more like dried out than anything else. But I don't know if maybe it's a fungus or something, and I need to be careful. If anyone has any ideas about what's causing this browning, I'd love to hear them, because I can't figure it out. And I love this plant, and I wish it didn't have the browning on the leaves. I love how ruffly the edges are. I love how crazy it is. It's my only plant that has a name. Well, my Ficus Audrey, I sometimes just call Audrey because it's a Ficus Audrey. But this is the only one that has a name that has nothing to do with the type of plant it is. It's the only one that has merited it in my collection. Or I have too many plants and I can't name them all. It's also possible. But yeah, look at this thing. I can't even get the whole thing in the view. Well, there you go. You kind of get the whole thing. So anyway, that's my bird's nest fern. She's a giant beast. He's a giant beast, I guess, if I'm going to call it Sideshow Bob. I love it. I do wish it didn't have the browning on the edges. Like I said, if anyone has any advice, ideas, suggestions for what's causing it and what I can do to prevent it, I'm totally open to your thoughts. You can go ahead and put them in the comments and I will see them and really appreciate your feedback. So those are my favorite plants of November. I guess between the Thai constellation and the begonia, there's a little bit of a silvery, white and green, Christmassy sort of beginnings of Christmas vibes theme, but none of the other plants really have that. And frankly, I do think it's a little bit early, in my opinion, to be preparing for Christmas. That being said, I totally just took advantage of some Black Friday sales online, and I did buy a poinsettia the other day, but generally I think it's a little bit early for Christmassy things. But yeah, those are my November faves. It's not as long a faves list as some months, but I hope that makes the video a little bit easier to watch, a little less time consuming. I am going to end the video here. Say thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the slightly different format, showing you the plants both in situ and then holding them up for you. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you like my videos in general, please subscribe. If you have ideas about what kinds of things you would like to see videos on, I'd be happy for your suggestions, your advice. If you like the format of this video for the faves, let me know and I'll keep doing it, because I thought it was really nice to show you the plants as I have them growing. It gives you a little bit better idea about how my plants and my collection look and how my plants are growing. I do want at some point to do a tour of my whole collection, but that will require a lot of house cleaning and organizing first. And frankly, I haven't been in the mood to clean my house and organize my house very well the last few months. And I did want to apologize for the lag time between my recent videos. I was struggling first with my phone's memory being full. And then even once I had cleared out all the photos and videos and freed up extra space, it still took it a few days to register that I had cleared everything out. And so I was having a lot of trouble last week or 2 weeks ago filming. And then this past week, I was really struggling with my motivation and was happy if I could just get myself to work and do my job properly. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to film because I wasn't in the mood during the week. But I'm feeling better. The sun is out. It's a beautiful day. Thanksgiving is almost here. My parents are going to come on Tuesday with my brother's oldest child. So I'm happy I'm going to get to see some of my family again. I don't know how long they're staying. Maybe they'll appear in my next video if they stay long enough. We'll find out. And in the meanwhile, like I said, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe buttons, and I'll see you in the next video. I hope you have a great day. Bye.